This is Chris Kell with a simple tutorial on our client maintenance template. Now, when we're looking at the clients that we're training, we have to consider several things. Is this someone that will be here with us consistently every workout to move through training phases that last a traditional 2 to 4 weeks? Or is this someone who is frequently absent, has other things in their lives, maybe has kids or a family, and just can't commit to the same level of dedication as, some of our clients who we create these, pretty vast or pretty involved training programs for. All right, you will find that in the course of your career, many clients will go through periods of their life where, they might come in and work out hard for 3 months to lose fat for a specific goal, but then they'll go through periods as well where, just like an athlete in season, other things get in the way and they only come in, maybe once a week, maybe they come in twice a week, but maybe they're tired. These are all things that we have to consider, all right? So this template really takes these things into account, and really the first thing that we want to look at here when your client comes in, I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the template here, is our workout monitor. All right, the first thing we ask ourselves, while we might have things planned for that day, okay, what condition is the client actually in? All right, and a couple simple ways that we can measure that would be rate of perceived exertion. I'm asking the client the first time that they walk in, how do you feel? How do you feel today on a scale of 1 to 10? If they're telling me a 3 or 4, then everything goes out the window. We're gonna lighten the loads. We're gonna make the conditioning either easy or non-existent, and we're gonna give them a lighter day to reflect their current physical situation. By the same token, if they've eaten, if they've done well, if they're feeling good and they've gotten sleep the night before, they tell me they're an 8 or a 9, then we're going hard that day. And really based upon this is called cybernetic periodization, meaning we kind of adjust the session based upon how the client feels. You might have something planned for that day, but keep in mind that if the client comes in feeling really bad, then all of that goes out the window. The other thing that we want to look at is diet. All right, if the client has not eaten in 3 hours, they have a poor daily diet, chances are they're going to be feeling pretty crappy or nauseated during the session. Okay, with that in mind, we're going easy on that day, all right? Everything goes out the window. Once again, we make things easier. By the same token, if the client is pretty consistent in what they're eating and they have eaten within 3 hours, and you always want to ask the client, did you eat before you came in? Then, we know that we can go hard, probably with a pretty good result. So those are really the two things that we want to look at first and foremost. As far as how we change things up based upon this, all right, we're looking at easy days versus hard days. Okay, in an easy day, we're going to lighten the loads and go to a higher rep range. Okay, whereas with a medium or hard day, we're going with the planned rep range, right? Medium day, maybe we go a little bit lighter, 6 to 8 reps. But for a hard day or just when they're feeling up to it, we're going to go for the planned rep range for that day. Okay, so everything goes as planned. For conditioning as well, you'll see that we've given you a couple options. On easy days, really there's no reason to perform conditioning, or if you do, go very light, maybe program some mobility drills into a circuit. For a medium day, okay, we're doing anywhere from 30 to 60 second intervals. For a hard day, we do what are called combine workouts, and I'll show you those in a second. All right, now scrolling back up, right, the other thing to look at here is with our template, okay, we provide some flexibility. All right, much like a normal personal training session, we're still going to have a power exercise, but you can choose. We give the client a couple choices, and then we follow up with some core exercises that are lower load in nature. Generally, the client will always be able to do these simply because they're not that tough. Moving down to our strength circuit, with each workout, we have what is called a main lift. Okay, and this is the one that we're really focusing on, that we want to improve with each session. And you'll notice that we're going with 3 sets of 4 reps followed by a 10-rep burnout set. Again, this would be the planned workout for week 1. Okay, if the client can do this, then we go with this. If not, then we lighten the load in all of the exercises. Okay, we also have 2 other exercises that, a pushing and a pulling exercise that we're just doing more for volume. These are the 2 that we're not emphasizing during this session, but we still want to get them in. A upper body push, a pull and a leg exercise. All right, and then we move down to just some simple prehab. Okay, with prehab, this is pretty simple stuff. You can probably get away with doing this, whether or not the client is feeling up to it. But again, mini band walks, band pullovers, just an exercise for the hips and the shoulders. So pretty simple stuff. We just go back to back, each of these down the line. Power circuit first, strength circuit, prehab circuit. And then we're going to finish up with conditioning. And really the conditioning is the thing that is going to be most, I guess, variable due to, how the client is feeling. Okay, what we've done is we provided several exercise choices for each category of circuit exercise. So we have a combination exercise, we have a pulling exercise, a leg exercise, and a metabolic exercise. All right, we're going to choose one of these from each category to create a circuit. If your client is not feeling up to this, or this is an easy day, you could scrap all of these, and replace them with simple mobility drills, just to maybe perform as a time circuit, just to give the client a training effect. But generally, we're going to choose one from each of these categories just to give the client variety. Now, as far as our conditioning circuit formats, okay, we have an easy day, which is a time circuit. With this, we're looking to get the client's heart rate anywhere from 120 to 150 beats per minute. 8 reps of 8 to 12 minutes, perform each exercise back to back as a circuit, and then the client records the total rounds achieved as a measure of progress. For medium days, we're doing interval training, 3 to 5 sets of 30 to 50 seconds, record exercises per round. You'll notice the heart rate target is a little bit higher, so we're making things a bit more intense here. Okay, and then for our hard day, we're really throwing everything out at this client, and this is more for our fat loss client and people that have been training for a while. We start with interval training, okay, 4 to 5 sets of 20 to 40 intervals, so 40-second intervals, so this is a little bit lighter, and then we follow that up with a circuit, okay, 8 reps of 8 to 12 minutes. And again, so we get both the higher and the lower heart rate target. This will set the client up to optimally burn fat, but once again, this is only for clients that are 100%, that have their nutrition dialed in, and we know, are doing or have at least done what we needed them to do beforehand, so they're ready to go. Okay, but you'll see that with this, with each day, we're going to really just monitor the client's nutrition. We're going to monitor their perceived exertion, and we're going to base the session upon that. All right, that is, going to allow us to really kind of get the edge and make sure we don't do anything, that is, that is out of order. Now, the last thing we want to look at here is our workout session, our client checklist. With the workout session, with each week, say the client's working out 3 times a week, we're just going to check off those 3 days. Okay, through week 1, 2, 3, and 4, this is going to allow us to know that the client has come that many times. Okay, so, we give them a new workout chart after that. If that is not the case, say they're gone for 6 weeks, or, several sessions or whatever it may be, they just pick up with this template. That way, we don't have to keep changing templates based upon just the month itself. We can see that the client makes it through this entire program, even if, it takes maybe 6 to 8 weeks versus 4 weeks. All right, now for our last thing here, we have our client checklist. With this, we just write in, the habits we set with our clients. So, if they're keeping the nutritional log would be one, we write it in here. We just check out whether or not they did that through each week. All right, this gives us a simple way to monitor our clients to make sure that they are doing what they need to do or not, and as well to keep people accountable, without going overboard. So that is our maintenance template, and in the next video I'm going to show you how we put together our periodization for this type of client.